Good morning.
Game
Good
over.
morning.
That's what it sounds like. Game over. That was cool.
It is like a Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Get over here.
Get over here.
Okay, we got B Charming, WTH. Oh, you're not
Lake.
connected yet, Eric.
Got Lake, Rebel Canner.
Yeah, Lake, Rebel Canner, TH2. Oh, there he is.
We should all call them Morning News Boo Crew. What's up, people?
Mr. Gray screen there.
Eric's got a gray screen.
Oh, there he goes.
There we go. That's talk. Yeah, you're there.
Yeah, we got the what you call it coming through, the remnants of the hurricane, and it's still doing a lot of damage. A lot of times people think, oh, it's all over now. We just get the rain and everything, but it still causes tornadoes.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that popped up was a lot of hurricanes, or not hurricanes, but tornadoes. Indiana's had a few. A couple other states are under watch and warning, or what. I never remember which the difference is, a warning and a watch. To me, I just pay attention because it says tornado.
Right.
But let's go ahead and jump right into it. And again, this what I was talking about yesterday was even though it's died down and everything, all the power outages in Texas, and they have the heat wave coming, or that's here. So without power, it's not going to be nice. We're so spoiled right now with AC and stuff. I don't remember. I'll try to remember when the first time I actually lived in a place that had AC only, and I think I can almost go through until even in Arizona, we didn't have air conditioning there.
Yep.
We had what they call swamp coolers. They were pretty cool, but they weren't. On a hot day, you felt it, no matter what. And nowadays, everybody has AC, central air, the whole 9 yards.
Yep.
It used to be like going into a restaurant that had air conditioning was woohoo, great thing.
That's when you would take your time and eat your meal. Soak up the AC a little bit.
I remember when me and my wife, when we first got together, we went to drove to Arizona, and we were searching for a place. What we did, they had dollar movies, and you go you pay your $1 and go in, and nobody ever checked. We would go from one movie to the next and keep watching and whatnot. And yeah.
Yep.
We would stay in the air conditioning in the nice seats and whatever. Sometimes, take a nap or whatnot because, during a movie, and then lights would come on, you'd move over to the next one.
Yep.
And that's how we battled the heat because we weren't used to Arizona heat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you can't have any humidity with a swamp cooler because you won't get no air come through. But yeah, heat wave makes Texas amid power outages while Canada braces for the wildfires again. Um, seems to be a pattern of because usually you would see a few in California, uh, maybe Oregon and Washington, you would see a few here and there, but it
Mm-hmm.
was never, so much like it was not one after another to where it would just decimate force like that. And now we're seeing much more up in Canada now. Um, we all remember where all the smoke came down to the United States, but it seems like it's becoming more and more a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I put my glasses
but
on.
yeah, that's one part of the remnants of the hurricane, and of course this is going to be another part. Ports in Houston and Galveston remain closed in wake of Hurricane Beryl. Um, now you may not think this that big of a deal or anything, but um, anytime at all, any any delay more than 2 hours on a port backs up massively. And if there's already ships affected by the hurricane that came through that were out there waiting, most of them don't have any issues with it or anything. Um, of the loaded ones, you get some of them that are half loaded and things.
Mm-hmm.
They have more issues with hurricanes than you would think. Same thing with the oil tankers. Most oil tankers, if they're filled up, they're fine. It takes a big hurricane to mess with them. But if you got a lot of ships out there waiting, and then you're shutting down for multiple days,
Yeah.
it's going to take weeks before it gets back to normal. And if they go about, let's divert to another port, that's longer and longer and longer that they have to deal with this. So we may be seeing uh, shortages, but we won't see them right away. We'll see them weeks, and maybe a month later.
Right.
Usually how they go. So yeah, that's uh, something. And not to mention, um, you know, the Panama Canal, they're having issues with the drought, and they're already addressing this with another feeding river water into another canal to make another uh, way to get through and whatnot. Because believe it or not, there is a lot of fresh water that we use for um, getting ships through the Panama Canal, um, just because of the sheer volume of what goes through there. Okay, and I'll go ahead and play this here. Hopefully, don't get in too much trouble playing their stuff, but
As Beryl merges with the front, tornadoes and flooding become a threat from the Midwest to the Northeast. Several tornadoes are possible into Tuesday night. By Wednesday, the threat moves to the east. and a few tornadoes and damaging wind gusts become the main threats. Flooding is also a big concern, as heavy rain and excessive runoff could cause some roads and low-lying areas to flood. By Thursday, the highest flood risk is northern New England, with some lingering rain south to the mid-Atlantic states. Here are the possible rainfall amounts through the end of the week.
This irritates me.
You see
Why
a
do they drive in that stuff? I don't. They think their car's made out of they're half submarine or something. If your vehicle is a low vehicle or even a high vehicle, if it goes over the top of your tire, you shouldn't be driving in it.
Yep, because if your tailpipe's in it and if you let go of that gas, it sucks all that
Yeah.
water.
Now, if you're an experienced driver and if you don't have a nincompoop in front of you, you can drive through high water, but you almost have to ride a wave to go through it. Because if you stop and you put on the brakes or whatnot, you're gonna stall out. Because the main thing that happens is once you submerge those spark plugs, or water gets into the exhaust. Yeah.
Wow.
But you always see these people that have to be rescued because they think, oh, I can drive through that. Now you go out west, it could be perfectly clear, and all of a sudden here comes a wave of water out of nowhere. They're so fast. If it's raining, that's what they'll have these little low areas. They say if it's a hard rain, don't go cross there because at any moment a gush of water comes through.
Camel Cow said last night was more like a power washer than rain. Yeesh. Morning, Mary Luck. Christy Betts. Camel Cow.
And I thought this was a good little story here. Milk, eggs, and now bullets for sale in a handful of U.S. grocery stores with ammo vending machines.
Where's that store?
There's somebody's going to be yanking that. Trying to
Alabama.
Yeah. Okay.
okay.
Yeah. You tap, choose, verify ID, and purchase. Yeah, I don't know about scanning my ID.
Yeah, because they could put a skimmer on that one too, and there's all your personal information.
Well, I mean,
or hack into the
system. A lot of people don't like others or Big Brother to know that you're buying ammo.
Right. Well, if you go to Walmart, you can't buy Freedom Seeds without showing your license. That's why I don't buy from them anymore.
Yeah, because a lot of times people are using their cash and going in and buying it from places that don't require an ID.
Well, I mean, if you look like
ID for those
right, I mean,
older.
If you look older, what do you need an ID for? It's just
right.
Yeah, I understand that kids shouldn't be going in there buying stuff, but
Freedom Seeds go in the boomsticks.
That's like mandatory IDs for when you purchase an alcohol and something. Like if I go in there's no way I'm under 21 years old.
Right.
But they still have to ID everybody.
They do?
Yeah. Some stores it's mandatory.
It's the places that have been hit before by the ABC or
Yeah.
stuff
They're-
like that. They have to, if they've got a penalty and a warning or something because their store was an ID properly, they're actually watching them. They hook into their security cameras if they have them, and they sit there and watch them to make sure their employees are doing the right thing.
I think the last time I got ID'd was 1983.
Wow.
Last time I got it ID'd when I was 15 was the last time I got ID'd, and I didn't have an ID to get ID'd.
I got ID'd, I think, last year. That was, I was buying rum for Tinksters,
Oh,
and
you were probably like, "Quit playing." Nah, you don't need that.
no, it's a mandatory thing at Bueller's. They ID everybody. They have
Yes.
to.
Do they scan it? They scan the ID?
No, they
No,
just have to look at it,
Oh.
and most of the time you just hold it up, and they already say, "Yeah, that's good."
What? They don't have an AI telling them something manually?
Hey, look, on a bad day, I'll ask the young lady behind the counter, "Aren't you going to ID me?" And she just laughs at me. I'm like, eh.
Well, has anybody from Alabama, Oklahoma, or Texas actually seen these vending machines? That's what I kind of wonder. Jake, are you still in here? Have you seen these machines? I don't think he would use them, but
No, I don't think he would either.
yeah.
Let's see. Carl says he got carded for buying a case of paint. Well, maybe they thought you were huffing, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was big back in the day.
Yeah, that's still a thing.
they do that in the Sudafeds. If you buy so many, they used to do that at Walmart across the street from me. You
Right.
get
Oh,
cold medication because people making drugs out of it. You know, it's not. You can't
Yeah.
even. Yeah.
yeah. Sometimes it doesn't matter. They'll just ID you for whatever.
And whiteout.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me correct that. I was ID'd when my mother was alive, when she'd have to get pain medicine. I'd
Yes,
go pick it up, and I'd have to show my driver's license.
that they have.
Sometimes it doesn't. It's not like an age thing. It's just an ID.
Yeah, it's just to show that you're registered. Like, you know, you have a state ID or a driver's license, you know, because that's a controlled substance. That's why.
Really, with whiteout? I never.
Yeah, for whiteout, you can sniff that too.
Wow,
Okay.
that's a lot. That's a back in grade school days. We never mind. It's called locker room.
Yeah, I don't know. You can do a bunch of stuff with it. It's all the
Rubber cement.
Well, similar to that, yeah.
wow.
The sinus clearer.
And there was always that kid that ate Elmer's glue.
Oh,
I never got the.
It was the glue on the popsicle stick
Uh,
in the container.
right.
The kids
oh, like, what are you doing?
Or you had one kid that threw up every day.
Probably
Oh.
from the glue.
We actually had a kid in my class that used to steal the chalk and eat it.
Oh Lord!
Yeah.
And here we go again with the rail cars with hazardous material cleared from North Dakota's derailment. So they're saying that none of the hazardous material was involved in this. There was a derailment and everything, but it was picked up and cleared, and all that funky stuff that they tell you. Did it really spill? Who knows? It's one of those things that you don't really know unless you were actually there and you were one mopping up the remains and stuff. Did they really lose any of the hazardous material? I don't know. But they said it's been cleared up and everything. Just like they said in Ohio that, you shouldn't see any issues with with glowing in the dark or anything. I do know a lot of people just not too far from here that still having getting rash burns and stuff from taking a shower.
That's not fun.
Yeah, and
Oh,
they come in there every so often and test the waters, and you're good to go. Nothing's wrong with it.
and then you go take a shower and you're still burning.
Yep.
Yep.
And they say, well, there's nothing in there. There's a high level of this, but that was there before. And yeah.
I'm sorry, but Lake's already starting food porn early.
I noticed that.
Yeah. What? I'll be there. Give me like 5 hours. If I leave now, I'll be there by dinner time.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry. I'll bring cake.
Well, you better not said that.
No, I'll bring cake.
Oh Lord.
And here's another story that Crazy brought up here. Let me go ahead and unmute it because I don't think there's anything bad on here. Two planes.
Of two planes nearly colliding in air. Now, one was in the middle of landing while the other one was taking off.
Yeah, so that midair scare is now being investigated by the Federal Aviation Administration. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has the details.
This morning, the FAA is investigating another mid-air scare involving passenger planes. Audio captured.
Imagine the people on the planes.
Wait, who's cleared to take off on 2A?
Watch as a Delta plane was taking off from Syracuse.
Like he said, wait.
Right?
Like,
This was
okay,
filmed
we'll just hover here.
This was filmed by a cop on the ground.
Yeah.
Freaking out.
This is a dash cam.
Yep.
New York yesterday. At the same time, an American Eagle flight was about to land. From the video's angle, it appears the planes came dangerously close as a stunned police officer watches, seemingly
And that's the thing nowadays. Taking off and landing is no hands.
Right.
It's not the actual pilot sitting there, pulling back and doing everything that you remember seeing on movies and whatnot. It's click, 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 and whoosh, there you go. So I don't know if you see something coming. Do you grab the wheel and try to veer off or something? Evidently not, because they kept the same path and everything.
convinced the planes were about to collide. According to flight data, the planes were separated by 700 to 1,000 feet vertically, but it's unclear how close they were horizontally. It comes after another midair scare involving a United Airlines plane.
Give you a heads up. The tower call, they think that you lost a tire on the takeoff.
A Boeing 757 lost a tire after taking off from Los Angeles. Passengers were told by the flight crew to brace before the plane landed safely in Denver. United has been under extensive supervision from the FAA after a number of maintenance issues this year. Back in March, a tire of another United flight fell off moments after takeoff from San Francisco, the wheel crashing down in a parking lot, damaging these cars. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Wow, that is incredible. The incident in Syracuse was not immediately classified as a close call, but investigators are now taking a closer look.
Busy.
It's just too many mishaps.
Oh, yeah.
Flight paths.
Yeah.
Pots falling off of things. Literally, the sky is falling.
The tire thing has been an issue here.
It has
quite
been
a bit.
Several. This is not just recently. This has been going on last year. Doors flying off, people crossing paths. It's just really. I'm sorry, be charming. My grandson's back to Alaska. I'm sorry. I did not know. If I knew that, I would have waited till after. But it's out there, you know.
Yeah.
And Camo says that Pratt should fly.
Um, and it wouldn't be alive if we didn't have this lady gracing our presence for us.
Clown
Oh.
show.
He's sharp as
Okay, you gotta get this guy in there. Perfect question and everything. Here, I'll just play it.
he's sharpest before 8 p.m. So say that the Pentagon at some point picks up an incoming nuke. It's 11 p.m. Who do you call? The First Lady? And are you guys just not, since February, testing President Biden for Parkinson's or for dementia? Because if he gets a bad result, it's all over that day.
All right, thanks, everybody.
She knew she couldn't talk about it.
Yeah, she's at the point that where she's not lying anymore.
No.
She just walks out. What am I going to say to this? And that's true. He's okay.
She can't lie
before 8 o'clock,
right?
And I don't know if that was 8 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock at night. Who knows? See you, Sue. Have a good doctor's appointment.
Yes, see you, Sue.
I don't know if that's a good thing. That's
good luck.
Yeah.
Trust. Hope everything's good. Hey, Shadow Scout. Sweet and
but yeah, it's at the point that where what am I gonna say? and the question he's asking is, if there's nukes in the air and you ask him, President, they fired nukes at us. What do we do? You got to do this. You got to put this code in so our defenses will be active or something like that. That's not really what happens or anything, but
right.
You kind of get the point. It's like, what was my code again?
Mm-hmm.
He's got to ask somebody because he don't know.
Right.
Or it's like, where's the ice cream? You can just imagine trying to get through to him if it's after a certain amount of time in a day to where he dozes off his so yeah, and that's the thing that gets me is how is he still nobody in Washington is calling for a mandatory medical check on this guy to see if he's capable of running the country. Nobody, either side, is doing it. Why? Because they're somebody back there is controlling him right now.
Everything.
They don't because they can't control Harris. So
yeah,
I can just see him.
Right.
Hut.
And Jennifer was like, "Code? There's a code? What code?"
And I like Trump. You hear about Trump wants to here. I'll go ahead and play it.
I'm also officially challenging Cricket Joe to an 18-hole golf match right here. Underout's Blue Monster, considered one of the greatest tournament golf courses anywhere in the world, one of the great courses in the world. It will be among the most watched sporting events in history, maybe bigger than the Ryder Cup or even the Masters. And I will even give Joe Biden 10 strokes aside. 10 strokes. That means 20 strokes in case you don't play golf. I will give him 10 strokes aside, and if he wins, I will give the charity of his choice, any charity that he wants, $1 million. And I'll bet you he doesn't take the offer. I would bet it, because he's all talk.
Could you imagine that? Seeing Biden on a golf course?
He'd be going to chase your ball. Here, sir, I found your ball. Giving it back to them.
Ugh.
Oh, don't hit the birdie.
You know, his little walk he's that the way he walks, he's concentrating so much on walking.
Yep.
When a normal person, they don't think about their walk or anything. They're just about. He's actually concentrated on every little swing of the arm and everything.
Yep.
And most of the time it's off to the wrong area.
That's why I keep on saying they should call for elderly abuse, because that's exactly what my mother-in-law would do when she would say motor skills, and she would actually get stuck, and I would have to go behind her and tap the back of her knee to get her to restart to walk. And he's at that point. He's getting to be at that point. You notice how Jill will grab him every now and then to get him reset. You know what I mean? Just the touch of something will make them reset themselves and be like, oh yeah, I got to go over here, Yeah.
And you're right. When I hurt my leg, my other leg took over to where it's doing more work, and I'll have to force myself to use more of my hurt leg than my less dominant leg, because it'll start getting worn out and then I'll start struggling on one side. So I have to force myself to use my hurt leg, because my brain already says you got a hurt leg, so we'll do all the work on your left side. And you actually have to think about it to get it to work.
Yep. I had to do that again, because with me busting my toe, that's my hurt foot. So now I had started getting back to walking normal because of retraining myself to make my right foot more dominant than my left, because my left was babying the right. Now I have to do it all over again.
Well, there's a difference between just walking and being able to tie your shoes and know who the person beside you is and stuff like that. It's way worse than his walk and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's his complete motor skills. That's what Alzheimer and dementia does. It deteriorates your motor skills.
Yeah.
Besides your memory and stuff, that's part of your motor skills anyway. But your memory is the main thing, because remember how to walk and talk and coordinate yourself,
Yeah. We'll bring up the immigration thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo!
Dun, dun.
Now you hear about all these buses being shipped with immigrants, illegal immigrants. I'll put it that way. To New York. Well, they're getting put in places in New York, some of the boroughs and whatnot, and it's actually a big strain and everything. And I'll put some numbers down here. I think it's right here. Now, take Long Island in Queens, home now to 12%. 12% of are illegals in that borough right there. That's a lot, and the basic income used to be $37,000 a year for those in that area. That was a basic income. Now you're slamming all these people in there.
Mhm.
They're spending their fancy credit cards from crossing the border and whatnot. Um, a lot of the places are bringing up their prices because, hey, it's good money. We're
Yep.
getting all this money from these illegals, but what's that mean for the people that live in that city or in that borough that's only making 37,000? Now everything that they're buying now is up 30-40%. They don't have the money to buy that stuff anymore.
Yep.
Their rents went way up and all kinds of stuff, and it's
That's
and where was it?
it hurts a lot of the economy. The more people, the more prices go up.
Yeah, and they're already the migrants of arrival bring not only an increased drain on the city services, almost $5 billion since May. $5 billion.
That's only 2 months.
What? That's crazy. Look at the money that $5 billion could have went for the homeless people that are in the homeless Americans that are in New York City. But yeah, this is causing big issues, and it's just not New York, and that's just one borough. There's a lot of places like that. There's the motels and stuff. They're raising their prices because the government's paying for it. We can get a little bit more money out of it. Somebody else needs to go to coming in from another state or something. Wow, I can't afford this. Well, then you can't stay here.
Mm-hmm.
So tourism's going to go down, which they haven't said much about that because, believe it or not, New York City is a big tourist spot. So I kind of wonder how the tourists are doing in New York City. And that's just one city. You can pick other cities, Chicago. There's a bunch of places in California that are having issues. But this is nothing new.
Oh yeah, I'm right there with What Life. I'd like to have an extra billion or two. That's it. What Life? You ahead of the
Oh
process.
yeah. Hey, What Life? Hope you have a good day at work.
And we got Ark Wildman Survival in here. Good.
Hey,
morning.
Ark. Good to see you.
Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, I kind of hope JD Vance is not going to be VP.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he seems good and everything, but there's still something. Well, he's a politician, but other than that, there's something. I don't know. It's like our governor in Ohio. He's a Republican, but is he?
I will be right back.
And we have John Deere, and a lot of this I can't talk about, but I'll show it on the screen so you guys can read it for yourself and whatnot. But John Deere, sponsoring the DEI wokenness as they fire American workers and move factories to Mexico. So yes, John Deere it's not going to be American made anymore. It's going to be in Mexico.
First, it was China. Everything was from China, made in China, overseas, and now it's Mexico.
Well, it's the thing is, you're always going to have that stuff in China, but our companies that are, they stand by that American made, that's what they're that's why everybody goes to them, because it's American made company. Now, it not so much. And I didn't know this about John Deere either, not so much, but evidently, and of course I can't afford a John Deere anyway, but John Deere has been supporting the left groups, I'll put it this way. And I'll go ahead and put it on the screen and just kind of sit here and talk while you guys can read that, hopefully. You can see that some of the stuff that they actually support, and they pay money to do so. And again, I'm not in, I don't know about John Deere tractors or anything. All I know is they're used to be American made and all that stuff. But evidently there are people refuse to buy these now because of who they support. It's like, Bush Light, Target, those places are hurting. What's that coffee place? Starbucks. People stop going to those places because they support these bad things. And I call them bad things because I think that, once they go for our little people, that's a no-go for me. Yeah, they can go for the weird guys that want to dress like women and whatnot. Go ahead. That's not my thing, but once they go for the small people, no, I won't be supporting you. But yeah,
And that's quite shocking because, yeah, like you said, you thought John Deere was American made, and it was part of the American icons like apple pie and all that,
Yeah, this first one, and I never heard of this one, but okay.
What is it?
Yeah.
Oh, let me read. Hold on, I gotta put it on big screen.
That's a new word for me. I don't know.
Zim Zam Zer. Who do you identify?
Yeah, I think it's the guys that want to be so much more. But yeah.
Right, even
John Deere, and that's why they're moving, because they've lost so much money that they have to go to another country to have things built and then ship back over here to sell. And that's where I agree with, I used to not agree with the tariff thing that Trump had put it in place. But
now you know
if you sit there and read the bill and everything, it's United States companies that go to other places to build their product and then sell it back and resell it here in the United States. No, you should have to pay more.
He was trying to keep things mostly American made, and if you were going to get pieces from out of country, whatever, tax it all up. There's a price to pay. And that's kind of a lesson. They'll never learn.
Yeah, and speaking of China here, I came across this video because, and I didn't see it either. This surprised me, because I seen this little clip and everything, and I didn't see it. Somebody else pointed it out, but we have these guys are in space. Note, what is that right there? That's a glass of water. Space. You know, these guys are going through space at 17,000 miles an hour.
And the
They
glass
have
is staying there.
no gravity where they're at. And it shows like these people are kind of floating here somewhat. And, you know, they're making that motion like they're just.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go ahead and play it. And
Hi. Good afternoon, all the students on Earth. I'm Zhai Zhigang. I'm the commander. Good afternoon. My name is Ye Guangfu.
But yeah.
Hi.
Even if this glass was glued to that table right there, you know, Velcroed down, because everything, if it's not Velcroed down, it's floating around.
And the water would come out of it too.
Yeah, if that glass was Velcroed down, the water would not stay in there.
Nope.
And they're going 17,000 miles an hour in space. That seems like a lot, but it's not in space. But you can imagine the G's that would force things to fly around.
Yep. I just
how are they doing this? If they're supposed to be in space, why is the water just sitting there level at top of that? Because they might be upside down right now. We really don't know because they're traveling through space.
Right. Beach Hammond says it looks like there's a cover on the glass. I just zoomed into it. It kind of does, but then it could be the man's suit behind it making it look like a cover or something. I don't know.
Well, that doesn't matter because the water in the container
would float up.
Wouldn't be flat. It would be like almost like a solid blob, and it would be moving around because they're in motion in space. Anytime you see when they squirt water out in space, it's like a whoop, 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 like this, and it moves.
Yep.
The water that can't have a level because there's no gravity to hold it down. Because when you have liquid in a container, it's not sitting in there by itself. Gravity is forcing it down. That's why it makes that level plane. And that's right there. You can see it. But
good afternoon,
I don't know.
Students on Earth.
Like
I'm Zhai Zhigang. I'm the
commander. Because at one point I thought, well, maybe somebody's doctored this and put this in here.
Right.
But there's also reflection from the light that's behind him that's shining through the glass. That is shining through here. So I've looked at it a little bit. I didn't, super zoom into it or anything, but
what the H said, the woman's hair bun isn't moving or sticking up either. Kind of not. It kind of is sticking up, but like,
yeah,
it's not moving. Yeah, no. But
yeah, and I don't know. It may be a real video or not, but who knows? It's just weird. I mean, for one thing, why is there glass there?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like that movie that just came out about how they faked the walk on the moon thing.
Yeah, and that's because you wouldn't have a glass in space because it's glass.
Yeah.
If it breaks, you have glass going all over the place. That part right there doesn't make sense either. So I don't know.
Definitely something wrong.
Something wrong with some young kid.
Something wrong.
Yeah, and evidently this is this has been going on a few broadcasts, and people are saying about the glass. Why is the glass there?
It could possibly be a plastic cup because they make plastic that looks like glass nowadays, but Either way, with the water being in that container, it would be floating up in the middle. If there was a cover on it, you'd see it suspended in the middle of that cup, basically.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
that's it.
top
The water would be
to the top of the cover if there was a cover on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. And
But look, they'll tell you that it's real and you'll believe it nowadays.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you remember everybody? Did anybody go to summer camp and things like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Camp
some people were in Boy Scouts and stuff.
Up top, Girl Scout.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't even know where to go with this, but I'm just going to play it. And if you guys want to go to this camp, I'm sure, Eric, if you're
Are you going to ruin
check out this camp?
I don't know where this is going, but let's see it.
I work at Camp Brave Trails. Of course, I'm at full Frankenfurter drags at 7 a.m.
Now that's more TH2 style.
Of course I have ducks in my pockets. I work at Camp Brave Trails. Of course I feel safe to embrace my autism. I work at Camp Brave Trails. Of course I'm decked out in rainbow all the time.
We do the photos and videos at Brave Trails. Of course I'm filming this in selfie mode.
I work
Oh.
at Camp Brave Trails. Of course I keep band-aids in my fanny pack at all times. I work at Camp Brave Trails. Of course I know how to facilitate a group circle. I'm really sorry. I work at Camp Brave Trails. Of course I flew 5,500 miles just to come to camp.
I work at Camp Brave Trails. Of course I can be my most authentic self here.
That was a freaking Vulcan. Live long and prosper.
Oh my!
He's trying to be a fairy or an elf.
Oh, cosplay.
Elfin magic.
Yeah. Response to you.
We gotta get T the address of that place. I can see.
And of course, she has ducks in her pockets.
Yeah.
And wait, not that one. Well, that one too, but let me see. Oh, when did fanny packs come back? Did they actually come back?
And if you're in the woods, why would you be all glammed up? Really? Put on a pair of shorts and a t-shirt and some Converses and kick it in camp, would you? Jeez.
Well, I'm kind of glad that they have their own camp now, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's good. I mean, because they're all together and they're accepted all together, and not having the controversy of I want to be in a Boy Scout group or a Girl Scout group, and not having the push and pull of it, which is very understandable. Good for them, but come on now.
Okay. Here's the next one that. Yeah, I didn't know this thing was actually there. I've been there. If it's the same one, I think it is. Many years ago, I was there, and there wasn't this little thing that,
Oh, really?
Anyways, let's go.
You see what Sandy says? She goes, even Jason Voorhees would run away from that camp. All right, that was a good one. Run away, run away.
Could you see Jason?
No.
What the heck is this?
He would go right back in the water.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know this was a thing, but people are complaining about it, and I'll just let you guys hear it.
People said this was fatphobic because this trail has a size limit because of the narrow passageways. And some people were saying that they need to make the canyon bigger and wheelchair accessible. This is obviously ridiculous, but do you think there's any validity to this argument? People said this was fatphobic.
What?
Yeah. Well, see that I don't remember this being there. If it's the one where I think it is, you actually have to fit through these corridors, if you can't fit through there, how are you going to get? And the fact that they're wanting to widen it, let's destroy this canyon that's been here for thousands of years. Oh, yeah.
Do they need to get out of their AI reality worlds? Like, take the goggles off and realize that you can't recorrect nature.
To me, I would want to know if I can fit through there, before I got down there. And
well, you get stuck.
Because
right.
You know the dude that slipped through there and he got his hand stuck.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not why he got stuck, but it's kind of the same thing. If you got stuck in there, like, whoops, and you have to have people come rescue you or butter you up or whatnot to get you out.
Right, WTH. Oh my goodness, idiots. Yep. And I agree with Camo Kyle. Yeah, you could put on the Bigfoot suit and go scare them and scare the people over here with the phobic problems. Okay, Eric said he'd be right back.
Yeah, I think I don't see nothing wrong with this.
Right.
I would want to know if I could fit through there or not.
WTH, be right back. Have to go cop.
Well, they're making fun of me because I'm fat. No. I'm like,
no.
Thanks for letting me know that I can't fit through there.
It's a warning, like everything else has to be more defined on warning labels. It's a warning. Yeah. Don't get stuck. Yeah. We might not be able to get you out either. If you got too stuck, sometimes it might not just be happening. Be right back. Have to go carve out this canyon. WTH.
It's bad enough that they're complaining that it's Fatphobia or whatever they called it. That's one thing, but to say, we need to widen it out so overweight people can get through there, and let's put wheelchair access through there. First of all, that's out in the desert in the first place,
right?
And I'm not saying people in wheelchairs and stuff shouldn't be out in the desert, but it's probably pretty dangerous for unless you're pretty healthy to travel through there, because those things go on for quite a ways, and there are parts in there, and there's certain times when you can and cannot go through there, because if there's a storm come through there, you don't want to be any part down in those caverns.
You don't. That's how water travels. That's how those got carved out, was from water traveling.
Yep.
And landslides and stuff. Heroic. He's like, what did I just walk into? Star Trek and what else is he saying? Carving canyons.
Okay. Now we got to I have to mute this because Tokyo Drift doesn't jive well on YouTube.
Nope.
But
it's a catchy tune, but
this is so cool. And the dogs love it. There's going to be people complaining about it and whatnot, but here we go. I think this is the coolest thing. Look at them dogs. They're having a blast chasing that thing.
Go, 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 go. Now you know why they put Tokyo Drift in for the sound.
Yeah. This guy almost got it. Oh.
See what Haggy said? Homestead. I know, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think this is so cool. And there's probably somebody, why are you making my dog run? There's always those people.
Yep. Hey, the dogs are at play.
I wish it wasn't short and I could actually watch a whole video of that, because I bet you them dogs just had a blast with chasing that control around.
See, there's still people that do use their imagination and get creative with things just to have fun with their animals,
Yeah. And then we have this other dog that
Yeah, mine would too.
if your dog don't want to run, they won't. And that kind of goes for our next video. Because we gotta have the little cuteness in here somewhere to give you a smile. And this little dog is the opposite of those dogs that we just watched.
That's like my neighbor that
Carry me. Oh, my owners are leaving me. Wait for me.
Let me get closer. And
I can't take it anymore. Carry me.
Right. My neighbor's dog does that. The little one. And she'll start walking. All of a sudden, boom, he's down on the ground. And then she has to pick him up and walk because she's like, come on now. She sat outside one day. I was talking to her and, well, I just said good morning. And then 2 seconds later, I hear her. I look back over because I hear her saying, come on now. And the dog's like laying on the ground, not moving. 10 minutes later, she had to pick up the dog. She waited like 10 minutes to pick up the dog. But yeah, that's cute.
Yeah.
Funny.
I really like that.
Makes you smile.
Yeah.
Smiling and laughter is the best cure for anything.
Oh, yeah.
Makes you feel better. Relieves stress.
Yeah. And you can't go wrong with any dogs and cats. I mean,
yep.
Yeah.
Pets train us, not the other way around.
Yeah.
It is.
There's one video out there where he wants to go out for a walk. At some point, he gets tired and says, nope. And the owner drags him with his leash. Come on. And he pulls him on the ground. He won't get up.
He's
up there lifting him up and the dog falls back down. Yeah.
No, I'm sure you've seen it on TikTok how people train their dog to speak.
Yeah.
Like pushing those buttons. One of them I watch is Bunny.
Oh yeah.
Bunny on TikTok. They actually have like a speak and say like thing that the dog will press on it and it will say, want to go play or something. Mommy, love you.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
I want a snack.
Yep. Now.
Yeah. Anything that runs, it's like, oh, he's running. I have to go chase him.
Yep.
Whoops, I made him run. Now I have to go chase him.
That's the thing. It's a workout. That goes back to what Camel Cow says, pets train us. No, not the other way around because they train us. Go get them. Oh, goodness.
And well, we kind of went over, but we gotta do the food thing. But this one is not so bad. This one is not so bad. This is kind of preserving and whatnot. Let me go ahead and get this. Maybe if I share the right thing would be nice. There it is.
Oh goodness, what are we doing for now?
And usually when it's watermelon rind, it's pickled watermelon rind, which is really good. But she takes it a little bit different. And this is I'll go ahead and start playing this. I don't know. Is the volume up?
Right.
Okay, yeah.
I've got my watermelon rind, and I'm going to start by cutting it into strips. I want an end result of some 1 to 1/2 inch cubes. Set these aside. So I'm going to cut the rind off of this. This will go in the compost. And this part here is what I'll use. So I'm just going to chop those, like I said, about 1/2 inch cubes. So this is how much I've gotten from my one watermelon.
Wow.
I'm not going to use all of this today, but yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Keyword compost, or,
Mhm.
or the chickens,
Mm-hmm.
or the pigs, depending.
it's from one watermelon. So this is a deep third pan.
You could be surprised how many people throw this away.
Yeah.
Every watermelon. Of course, I don't. My rabbits eat mine. The rabbits love watermelon.
Hey everyone. So we're going to get started on this watermelon preserve recipe. The first thing I want to do though is I want to get my canner filled with water and get that started, because it does take quite a while for this water to heat up. So I want to get that started first, so that by the time I'm ready to can, my water is good and ready. So I am
Okay, we're gonna skip the canning part of this because
just gonna fill it
if you want to
where I
know
have
about the canning part, you can go there
a
and
couple inches
watch the whole video, which everybody should go
water
watch it anyway. But
over.
um,
So this towel is, I'm going to use.
oh, here it
In
is.
my case, I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay, so that's your recipe. The first thing you do is you cut your watermelon rind into 1/2 inch pieces. Now we're going to put our 8 cups of rind in our pot, and we're going to cover and coat that with the sugar. We're going to let that sit for 30 minutes. Now, I don't know how much watermelon I have here. This is a third pan.
You're right.
A third pan tells me that it's.
Good morning, Chicken Noodle Girl.
Be on you on one today, aren't you?
Yep.
Hey, Chicken Noodle Girl, good to see you. Hope you're doing good. I'll go ahead and go up a little bit.
All the
This is where it's
syrup
putting the sugar in now.
from the watermelon. Okay. And like I said, I'm going to leave this sit for 30 minutes. Chunks of sugar there. So I'm going to leave this sit for 30 minutes. Okay. And then by the time I come back, it'll be nice and syrupy, and it'll be ready for the next step. All right, so I'll be back. All right, guys, we're back. It's 30 minutes later, so we're going to take a look and see. Still looks like there's a whole lot of sugar. So I'm going to go ahead then with this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start the heating process. So I'm going to heat it to a boil and cook it. And all right, so it has reduced quite a bit, and you can see the watermelon pieces have become translucent, and that's what you want. So you want your pieces to become very tender and very translucent. So this is almost done. That you are at 5%. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, and you gotta pay attention to this nowadays because they like to sneak in that
5% acidity.
that low percentage, and a lot of times that stuff
There we
won't turn
go.
out
That's
if
more
you
like
don't have
5%
that.
acidity. All right.
It'll actually go bad.
I didn't have lemon juice on hand. It's got darker now. I am taking my plastic fork and I'm debubbling. Debubbling is when you are getting all the little air pockets out. And I have done all these. So now I'm going to wipe my rims with the apple cider vinegar. You don't have to use apple cider vinegar, but that's all I have on hand. All right, so I got some apple cider vinegar. I'm just going to take this paper towel. You don't need a lot. You don't have to use apple cider vinegar. You can use regular, but I'm going to wipe the rims of my jars. You see that? You want to get all of the debris off of the rims so that your seals will be great. And there'll be nothing in between your jar.
No, it's not watermelon, pickled watermelon. It's actually watermelon preserve.
Right,
It's
so that's
kind of like
that.
an apple butter,
Now I'm
I
going
would
to get my
say.
lids.
It
But
looked like an apple
with
butter
watermelon. Yeah.
All right, so my lids are in some warm water. What I did
'Cause
was
usually that's what you
some of
see.
the water
Everybody
out of my
pickles watermelon,
canner,
right?
and I put it in there, and then I tempered it a little bit.
And
So
that's
it just wasn't
the
boiling
main reason
water.
I clicked on it
So
was
now what I'm going to do
hey,
is
this
I'm
is something different.
put my jars on my lids. I'm sorry. My
Put her
lids
jars
on
on
my
her
jars.
lids.
She must not have had all the coffee yet.
All right, so all my lids are on. Now I'm going to get my rings. My rings are going to go on.
But yeah, that's I do
don't screw
believe
it on super tight.
we'll go ahead
Just
and show the
finger
finished
tight,
product
like
of
one
this
good.
right here. And again, it looks like apple butter to me. So it's probably a version of watermelon butter, I guess you would call it.
Yeah, it had the consistency like before she water
Yeah.
bathed it. Oh, now it's raining now for B. Eric, you got rain?
No, I'm sunny.
B
Sunny and bright.
B Chapman said, "Oh, it's raining now."
Yeah, I didn't have to water the garden last night because
There you go.
Got water coming
All
today.
right, that's it. They're done. That's my 4 half-pint jars of watermelon preserves, water bath canned from watermelon rinds.
Yeah.
Um,
There you go. If you want to check out the whole video without me fast forwarding through and stuff, and a lot of canning tips in there and whatnot,
There you go.
go ahead and check it out.
There's the link.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
That's why it kind of looks like apple butter, but yeah.
Like applesauce, yeah, just a different color.
Yeah.
Tastes real damn good.
That'd be good on a English muffin or something, toast or pancakes. Ooh, that actually sounds good.
Think I might, or French toast too. I might go make something in a minute.
Ooh.
So I want to go ahead and end it here, and thanks everybody for hanging out with us today. Hello to all those people over on Twitter or X. I have to remember to call it X now.
Yeah.
And I'll probably see you tomorrow morning, same time, and say a prayer for those that may be affected by or is affected by the hurricane and the remnants of the hurricane that keeps going through.
Yes.
Yeah. and I'm not sure if anybody's going live tonight. Who know? 101's a
Touch and go.
Yeah, you don't know what he's doing. So
surprise.
yeah,
Ooh,
he was supposed to go live last night, but we heard that before.
Stay cool, chicken noodle girl. She's at 113 today.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh-wee. Well,
Arizona
you're inside.
weather.
I'm glad you're recouping from your sinus surgery.
Yeah.
Stay inside. Stay inside.
Yeah.
Be trying to be safe too.
Yeah. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. And even the birdies are saying goodbye.
Yep. Peace out.